I'm ready.
Ah, yes, you know, that does kind of sound like SpongeBob after doing it 20, 30 years straight, to be honest. It's not far off. He's hitting the beats. He knows what he's meant to do. So yes, now the SpongeBob trailer has released this week as well. It's a big week for animated movie trailers, it seems. Super Mario Galaxy, Toy Story 5, SpongeBob as well. And this one I actually think has an interesting direction it can go. You know the theme when it comes to SpongeBob movies. The first one was absolute cinema. Everything since has been bottom of the bin terrible, right? You've seen the quality of the Sandy Cheeks movie. You remember the third one? Do you? And this movie could easily be falling further down that list of just more content being shoved out of a character whose creators already passed away, and now this guy has long overstayed his welcome. But I don't actually have that take on this movie just yet. I'm a little bit umming and ahhing, but I think there's room for something solid here.
What?
Okay, so they found like an accidental hidden base part of a building? That's nice, like an actual secret compartment. That I actually can get on board with, kind of. And like turning SpongeBob into Swiss cheese? Also decent. I'm trying to find praises for this movie, because I really do think it can go either way. And the main reason behind that is because of the quality of the Plankton movie. That alone already released this year. It was back in like January or March time. But that was a movie that managed to perfectly capture that exact same vibe again of the original SpongeBob movie. They nailed it with that movie. So presuming that they managed to get it so right so recently, I have hopes that this can do the same thing. There's still some red flags, but there's also some green ones as well.
I know I can do this.
Okay, now I think we're starting to reach spoiler territory. Again, though, a bunch of monsters. They have to fight or conflict or run away. Interesting that it's skeletons this time, keeping the more undead theme. That's nice. It's a little bit different from the Now That We're Men sequence from SpongeBob 1. This seems fun, solid. And Flying Dutchman's just in amongst them, or is he being attacked as well? Interesting.
The entrance to the underworld.
But hey, at least this time it's actually a caravan? Interesting. I actually quite like as well the design of Gary the Snail. That's a nice little pirate accessory piece. Interesting. Man, when you put together all the different SpongeBob vehicles, you get an interesting amount of variety. Well, also, it just shows how bloody boring the third one was. It was just a generic boat. What were they doing back then? The very fact that we're running this time with a storyline following the Flying Dutchman does give me high hopes, as I would say that's probably one of my favorite SpongeBob characters and one that absolutely has room to be expanded and explored some more. He's a very mystical, interesting character in his own little bubble, and I don't know if the TV series has already shown off his extended bubble of cast members, but I think this movie anyway has the perfect opportunity to expand one of the few corners we haven't seen, especially on the big screen, to be continued.
We gotta go save him!
Nice, and then you got the B plot of Mr. Krabs chasing after them. It all comes together nice. It's kind of, it's always kind of a road trip, but this is at least a boat trip. And the B team are gonna be on a road trip, aren't they? Why do they keep doing these long journeys in all of these SpongeBob movies? There's a weird formulaic through line for all of them.
Well, that's weird.
That's how our plot starts? That's very interesting. Just a random vent opens up in a building? That's gonna lead them to a pirate ship and treasure? Alright. I think there's more organic ways to start off your story, but that's fine. Time for some squishing physical comedy, I guess. It's an avenue. Literally. Now, another running thing when it comes to SpongeBob movies is they always have to do a little bit of a live action segment to varying different degrees and to varying different qualities. And this movie does still have that, although only a little snippet. We've only seen the occasional small live action segments from the very beginning of this trailer, and that's it. Chances are, if I had to guess, it's actually a Flying Dutchman backstory, which is pretty sweet. And then when he died, he became animated, which is interesting. But even just beyond that, the fact that it's not too live action focused and we have a lot more animation to see gives me as well high hopes for how this goes. The Plankton movie did the same thing, where it's so notably animated first, and then towards the end they go to the surface, whereas some of the worser examples, like the Sandy Cheeks movie, spent more than half of it in live action, and it gets a little bit funky along the way doing that.
One sailor fell under a wicked curse.
Lovely stuff. Gotta get the live action in there early. I don't know why every SpongeBob movie feels the need to do live action something or other, and technically we've already had a live action pirate getting involved in things, but hey, we're on like Spongebob Movie 5, 6? Fine. Meanwhile, this show is like 25 years old and it's showing. I feel like I've already seen that joke in the Spongebob universe, let alone in the comedy world in general. It's not going to be full of original bits. A lot of these are kind of getting a little samey. But what can you expect out of the 7th Spongebob movie? Man, I better do a compilation of all the Spongebob movies we've done. Now, though it is animated, it is still going for 3D. Every Spongebob movie has to be 3D, and I don't always hate that. I think they come with completely very different degrees of quality every time they do 3D. Some better and some worse, and I think this one kind of teeters the line in the middle. I think visually, when it comes to the green lighting that's established alongside that ghostly energy, I think that has room to do absolutely fantastically. The lighting looks great in the shots that we see it, and with it being very Dutchman focused, I think that can be really, really good.
The underworld.
Are you sure he's the one?
Wow, he's surprisingly enthusiastic. All right, I like this. I hope this goes well. Flying Dutchman as well, his actual design, all the budget was sucked out of Squidward, so he looks like clay, but on the Flying Dutchman, it looks brilliant. Like the nice 3D, it is kind of plasticine, isn't it? Like the way like the lips and the nose are built. There's something to be said about that. But I actually think that looks really nice. And they're going to, of course, do all sorts of green lighting. And so that lighting looks pretty good. Visually, it's nice. It's decent. We've had a lot worse for SpongeBob recently. So this, again, it can keep going either way. On the other side, though, some characters look a little better than others. Dutchman looks fantastic. The details in his beard, mwah, love that stuff. But why does Squidward look like this?
Let me go mark some time on my calendar.
Even, like, as well, there's a running thing of, like, the animation getting weirder and weirder with every SpongeBob movie. Like, why does Squidward look like that? Why is his, like, texture that? It's like, cheaper looking, and I don't like that. Why has he got to look so... He's not as cheap as Sandy Cheeks, I'll give him that. There's like a scale for how much they want to put the budget in. But this is not the best that he's looked, which is a shame because you'd want them to be better each time you see him. Why is he made out of clay, you know? It is clay. He looks so weird and soft, and I don't quite like him. But if that's it, if it's just the side character that I think looks a little bit naff, that's okay overall, especially when we go a little later on and seeing the other sidekick characters as they get accessorized into pirate gear. I think then they look pretty damn good. Gary the Snail especially has a nice aesthetic with his costuming, and it means that we actually get some nice creative designs for characters. Even more so than that, we do get to see new civilians. I, of course, love the classic civilian designs from the TV show, and when they're done in 3D, that's cool too, but I especially like when we actually get some variety in aesthetics, whether it is this Bikini Bottom high school with a big curly-haired fish.
Don't make me call security.
What? Has everyone got a Boston accent in this school? What's going on? Oh, alright. It's nice actually to see some varied civilians again, though. I actually quite like the original designs that they're running with for this movie. I assume, is Bikini Bottom High School a thing in the TV series? I wouldn't be surprised if it is. But I'm liking to see some exploration. I only know the cinematic stuff.
Oh, nice ride. Losers.
Huh? We're going to high school now? What is this where SpongeBob was? When he found the basement? There was a cursed pirate in the basement of a high school? Maybe that explains a lot about education systems. Hey there you can make it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more animated movie news. We cover all the trailers. We've done all sorts of SpongeBob. But for now, let's get back to the second half. Alright, thank you.
SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay.
Wow, and it features a new song by Ice Spice. Marketing.
You were a big guy. I am.
Nice, classic hijinks. Don't know how on earth we got there. I assume that's like the beginning of the movie. SpongeBob's highlights comedically is when he shapeshifts and does funky things, so cool that that's still going. Not much more to say on that point, really, is there?
Me too.
Only if you put on some pants.
I feel like I could enjoy the little pirate civilians. It's nice. I don't remember. I have not watched, of course I haven't, the modern day SpongeBob stuff. Only like season 1, 2, and 3 from when I was actually a kid. So I don't actually know the extended lore around Flying Dutchman. Does he actually have a crew these days? He always just seemed to show up solo. And considering I didn't even know that they had like a little girl group with Sandy and Mrs. Puff and Karen as well from the more recent episodes, maybe the Flying Dutchman's always had a bit of a crew. I'd love to see that element actually explored. They have some slightly unique designs, so that's fun. Come on, give me some good stuff here. Or even just the simplistic crew of the Dutchman having their own unique outfits and stylization. I think that's really, really nice. Whilst at the same time, they do seem to go back to some of the classics, like the logic of how these fish skeletons work in universe is also kept up with some of the monsters. That's pretty neat as well. I do worry that's getting a little bit spoiler territory, but hey, what do I know? Who cares? It's a Spongebob movie. It's fine. You can probably assume where this story is going anyway. I certainly have my own prediction for where I would like it to go, because the thing that really makes a Spongebob movie brilliant is hitting that emotional swing of a moment and really exploring the depths of a character. And while they absolutely nailed it with SpongeBob in the first SpongeBob movie and Plankton in the Plankton movie, this, as much as it is a SpongeBob movie, is very much a Flying Dutchman movie. And the opportunity to explore the depths of the Flying Dutchman in this movie, I think, could really be capitalized on and has the most potential. Whilst at the same time, the other main things you want to see out of a SpongeBob movie is all of the classic comedy hijinks. And that they certainly seem to have in droves. Some of it I'm on board with, some of it I'm not. I'm so 50-50 on this movie, man.
The world's most innocent soul.
Genuinely though, actually, that's a great looking set. I always loved the pirate ship in the opening of the first SpongeBob movie, so to do, I assume that's CGI anyway, but like a live action-ish, photorealistic looking pirate ship. If you make that an actual set, that's cinema right there. You should certainly have the budget. You are SpongeBob. They really keep running along with the butt jokes, and that was prevalent in the first movie as well. As much as it's not my thing, it's clearly all sorts of other people's, but I do think they are leaning on it a little bit too hard in places. Patrick, especially, is just kind of running with the same beat so far from what I've seen from him. He's gonna have one gag this whole movie, isn't he? Like, I've already seen so much of Patrick's ass in this first two trailers. That's what they're just gonna keep running with, isn't it? Am I ever gonna see the end of it? Does he actually put on some pants? Some trousers? Why do I get the feeling the answer's gonna be no? At the end, he's gonna finally whip it off again for the final act and be like, let's do this! You know? I can see it. I mean, Patrick's always going to be the super stupid one on the side. I hope he's not too annoying. Let's not spend so much screen time on him. Maybe? We'll see. But then on the other side of things, you've got classic sort of formulaic jokes that you've seen in the likes of Plankton and SpongeBob Movie 1. These are the two I'm definitely going to be referencing throughout because they are the good ones. I'm hoping it's more like the good ones. And some of these jokes are formulaically, oh, this is exactly how they did it in SpongeBob Movie 1. Different, new, but I like the style. Hopefully, they can just nail the execution on those ones.
What?
Wow, yeah, that is so SpongeBob Movie 1 coded, and that's some of the best stuff. So actually, maybe I'll enjoy that joke minus the spanking. Does it have to be spanking? I mean, I know last time it was spitting tears into someone's mouth, gargling it and spitting it back, but still. It's nice that they do seem to be aware of, like, pinpointing what worked well in the earlier stuff, because the Plankton movie hit it out of the park. This, I feel like, is getting there. We'll see how the actual end result of that comedy is, though.
He's the key to unlocking my curse!
I love a little bit of trailer editing, but cool. So they're using SpongeBob to release their curse to get back on the open seas again? Oh man, you imagine they do an actual, like, emotive depth on the Flying Dutchman of what he actually wants and, like, the tragedy around whatever the hell his curse is? Wouldn't that be something fantastical? Come on. SpongeBob movie, you come with some emotional swing sometimes. Give me something good here. I don't want him to just become a blanket villain just because he's using you. Let's see a little bit of that nuance. Let SpongeBob be betrayed and then choose to do something good for this villain. Make it end on a wholesome note. Come on, it's easy. I can see the narrative pieces coming already together. I really do think that there's a chance this one's actually good. I have optimism in the year 2025. I didn't think it could be done, but here we are. Now, unfortunately, I don't think it is set in stone whether this is brilliant or it's terrible. The trailer keeps throwing things back and forth at me that a lot of it will have to come through in the final execution of the full runtime. But hey, either way around, I'm certainly going to have a fun time of it. I love consuming terrible movies, and if it's actually damn good, that's pretty good to me too. Interesting though that they want to release this as like a Christmas movie. I do not get Christmassy vibes from this at all, but it is releasing December 19th, so we will certainly be getting on board and reviewing that on the day. But while there may be all sorts of naysayers from general publics who have heard how bad the SpongeBob movies are, as someone who's actually deep dived into pretty much every single one of them, yeah, every single one of them, I genuinely think this could have some real opportunities to go somewhere. It could also easily fall flat on its face. This is not a fully green flag film, but from some of the things I'm seeing so far, maybe this is the renaissance of SpongeBob movies.
SpongeBob, big guy,
Why did he have to thrust at us like that? That was a little inappropriate, wasn't it?
big guy, big guy, big guy.
Ah, and you're losing me. I do actually have high hopes for this movie, based on solely the fact that the last SpongeBob movie was really, really solid. The Plankton movie was like top tier stuff on the level of the original SpongeBob movie. Better than 2, 3, and Sandy Cheeks. But the fact that they're just chucking in a little pop culture song number like that's pulling me back to like the old classic terrible stuff. That's very SpongeBob 2 and 3. And Sandy Cheeks, you know? There's only two ways this movie can go. It's either cinema or it's terrible. And I want to hope it's cinema, but it's still got the elements of terrible. You've also got details like Mark Hamill coming in to do the voice of the Flying Dutchman, which I think will be a nice, interesting switch out. Of course, incredibly talented cast member there, so presumably they're only going to do a fantastic performance. But typically I don't really have concerns with the performance of SpongeBob movies. These guys are all veterans, they know what they're doing. It's often just the narrative and the visuals that let them down. Ice Spice is there making a song. I do not care about that side of the marketing. Does that really bring in numbers? I'm not sure if it does. But overall, highs and lows, I do think this is a really interesting project and a great way to spend the week before Christmas. Why not? They're really sticking on that lucky brick piece, hey?
December 19th.
And December 19th, hey, I'll be doing a review that day. I'm literally skipping seeing my family this Christmas, just in order to put all of this stuff together. So look forward to that as well on the side.
You dropped your lucky brick.
Also again, kind of stepping on the motions of SpongeBob 1, of these big, horrendous monstrosities. They know what works. It doesn't work as well this time, but it's fine. Hey, I even spot there's a little bit of Neptune's crown from the first SpongeBob movie. All of the recent SpongeBob movies keep referencing their old classics as if they know what's good. So I guess they've just got to keep that theory going. SpongeBob movie 1, they're always going to be chasing after it. But also, isn't SpongeBob movie 1 meant to be like the canon ending at the end? They shouldn't have Neptune's crown already. Ah, whatever, man. If you can always count on one thing, it's Nickelodeon making a content farm out of their most successful IP. And the fact that we're getting 2 movies in 1 year is impressive by itself. But I'll be keeping up as much as I can, just like I have done with every other animated movie trailer and review that I can do this year. But on that note, that's about all I can say so far for Spongebob Movie 2025. Not to be confused with the other one. So on that note, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on SpongeBob 2025. Am I the only one with optimism for this one? Do you see some deep, dark red flags that are going to ruin this whole thing? Well, hey, maybe you want to defend some of the points I've already shot down. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, and I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio!